Space Marines are sent on a mission to Mars to investigate mishaps in a remote research facility. However, their mission is jeopardized when they are attacked by something devious. The film opens in 2026, where archaeologists in the Nevada desert accidentally uncover a portal called the Ark, leading to an ancient Martian city. Despite 2 decades of investigation, the purpose of the portal and the fate of the civilization that constructed it remain covered in mystery. The scene shifts to the Olduvai Research Facility of Union Aerospace Corporation's UAC on Mars, where scientists are fleeing in terror. Dr. Todd Carmack, one of the researchers, locks himself in a room. As he hurriedly locks the door, another scientist tries to stop it, putting her hand in the way. The door slams shut, slicing her hand and trapping her outside. Dr. Carmack then urgently reports a level 5 breach, calling for immediate quarantine. As he speaks, the door to his refuge is violently shattered by a monstrous creature. On Earth, a group of 8 Marines from the Rapid Response Tactical Squad, or RTS, are getting ready for their leave. However, Sergeant Asher Mahonen, known as Sarge, receives an urgent order from the UAC to head to the Olduvai Research Facility. The general explains that there are other scientists and staff at the facility and outlines the mission: protect and recover UAC property while following quarantine protocols. Sarge then gathers his team to brief them on the mission and tells them to prepare. He suggests that John Grimm, also known as Reaper, should stay behind since his sister is stationed there. Despite this, Reaper decides to join the team as they get ready to leave. On their way to the Nevada office, Sarge shows his team the final message from Dr. Carmack before communication with Olduvai was lost. Reaper, worried about his sister, mentions that she has been at the station for 10 years. As they arrive in Nevada, they head to the Olduvai Research Facility. One of the soldiers, Mark Dantalian, nicknamed Kid, hesitates at the entrance. Sarge warns him not to hesitate or be unsure in their line of work. The team is then transported to Mars via the Ark portal. At the Olduvai facility, they meet Marcus Pinzerowski, known as Pinky. He explains that the initial transport from the Ark has been unpredictable and rough, sharing a story about how his upper body was sent to Mars while his lower body ended up in another galaxy. After this, the team begins their mission, leaving Mac on guard duty to enforce the quarantine and keep everyone out. Sarge and the rest of the team move deeper into the facility. Inside the facility, the team meets Reaper's sister, Dr. Samantha Grimm, known as Sam. She is in charge of retrieving data from 3 different labs with the help of the soldiers. Pinky assists by tracking their location and guiding them through the facility. Sam tells them about the scientists who were working with Dr. Carmack. When Sarge asks if they have any information about them, Sam plays a recording of the scientists' panicked screams. After hearing this, Sarge splits the team into smaller groups to cover more ground. Goat and Portman are assigned to the genetics lab, Kid and Destroyer head to Dr. Carmack's office, and Sarge and Duke go to the weapons lab. Reaper is assigned to protect Sam as she works. As the team investigates the different labs and areas, they are stunned by what they find. In the genetics lab, they discover body parts preserved in glass containers, along with various animals locked in cages. They come across a holding cell, and Portman is skeptical until Goat lets him touch the electrified walls. Meanwhile, Sarge and Duke explore the weapons lab, where they find an array of weapons. Sarge notices a gun labeled BFG secured in a locker that requires DNA verification. When Sarge places his hand on the scanner, it denies him access. In the sewer, Kid is startled by a distraction from the monster and fires his weapon in panic, which alerts the entire team. However, Destroyer reassures everyone that it was just a false alarm. Reaper and Sam enter the archaeology lab, where Reaper spots a skeleton with its baby. Sam explains that the remains belong to Lucy and her child, a significant discovery for them. Reaper is upset when he learns that these ancient humanoid remains are from a reopened dig where their parents died after analyzing the fossils. Sam then reveals that Lucy had 24 pairs of chromosomes, one more than normal humans, making her kind stronger and smarter. She explains that their cells healed 50 times faster than usual, allowing for almost instant recovery from injuries. She adds that the team found no genetic disorders, viruses, or cancers in the samples. And since this extra chromosome was not present in all their samples, Sam believes it was likely bioengineered. As they discuss this, Reaper receives a message from a soldier reporting some unusual movement. Reaper leaves Sam in the lab, telling her to stay put while he goes to investigate. The team thoroughly searches the area and soon finds Dr. Carmack, who is gripping the severed arm from earlier. Sam arrives at the scene and reassures the team, explaining that she knows Dr. Carmack. As she gets closer to him and asks about his team, Dr. Carmack unexpectedly tears off his own ear, horrifying everyone. Sarge quickly orders Duke to take Dr. Carmack and Sam to the infirmary. He then sends Portman and Kid to continue the search, while he leads the rest of the team to find the body that matches the severed arm. During their search, Kid asks Portman for some pills to help him stay focused. Portman hands over a few tablets without hesitation. As they continue their search, they come across a naked woman. At first, Portman and Kid are excited, but their excitement turns to fear when she attacks them. The soldiers shoot her before she can cause any harm and report back to Sarge that they have found a body matching the severed arm. Conversely, Sam and Duke, accompanied by another doctor, guide Dr. Carmack to the medical room. While Sam examines Dr. Carmack, he suddenly grabs her, insisting that something is inside, urging them to shut down the facility. Sam takes blood samples and notices something unusual. She suggests that the other doctor should check on his daughter, so she leaves and Duke returns to Sam. However, when they look up, they find that Dr. Carmack has escaped. Meanwhile, Reaper and Goat, responding to reports of movement, find the animals dead that were once caged in the genetics lab. They soon come across another member of Dr. Carmack's team eating a rat. The man attacks them, but the soldiers shoot him dead. Later, Reaper and Goat regroup with their team and head into the sewer to investigate further. Soon, Goat is attacked and bitten by a monster, which leaves its tongue embedded in his neck before slipping into the water. The monster is shot and flees, but Reaper manages to kill it. They rush Goat to the medical room, but despite their efforts, they are unable to save him. Furious, Sarge demands to know what Sam and her team are doing in the facility, presenting the body of one of the monsters they recently killed. Sam insists she has never seen anything like it before. In response, Sarge decides to take more drastic measures, arming even Pinky with guns and grenades. In the infirmary, Sam, with Duke's help, tries to biopsy the creature. She discovers that the monster was actually a scientist who had been genetically mutated. During their work, Goat's body, still in a corpse bag, unexpectedly comes to life and bangs his head against the glass window, frightening Sam. The team then heads to the archaeological site where Sarge and Reaper find more of Dr. Carmack's team. They soon come across their soldier Mac, who has been killed with his neck slashed by the monster. They encounter the creature again, but are unable to kill it due to its speed. Sarge decides to return to the weapons lab, bringing the severed hand to pass the DNA verification. He then obtains the BFG weapon. Meanwhile, while Portman is on a break in the bathroom, Destroyer is attacked by the monster and thrown into the electrified holding cell. The monster also kills Portman, leaving the team in further risk. Sarge takes the bodies of his dead team members to the medical area and vents his frustration at Sam. He and Reaper demand to know what Sam is researching and what she is trying to protect. They insist that she reveal everything. Sam then plays a video showing Dr. Carmack administering the C24 compound, which contains the extra chromosome, to a human test subject. The test subject, a convicted killer named Curtis Stahl, undergoes painful genetic modifications that transform him into a monstrous creature within 49 minutes of receiving the injection. Sam admits she was unaware of this experiment. After watching the video, Reaper attempts to destroy the discs, but Sarge stops him, asking Sam if that was all she needed to protect. Sam replies that she still needs to download 3 more files. Sarge and Reaper agree to let her continue. Meanwhile, Duke and Kid are causing chaos in the facility. Kid reports that one of the dead scientists is missing, so Sarge and Reaper leave Sam alone to finish the downloads. Before they leave, Reaper gives Sam a communicator that belonged to Portman and tells her to use it if anything goes wrong. As they head out, Pinky warns them that something is cutting through the arc door. Sarge tells him to use a grenade, but when they arrive, Pinky is gone. The facility system begins to reboot, breaking the quarantine. Reaper tries to contact Sam but receives no response, so he goes back in to find her. Reaper finds Sam in the medical room where she is trying to understand why the 24th chromosome makes some people superhuman while others turn into monsters. She theorizes that the monster selects its victims based on certain traits. To demonstrate, she uses some infected brain tissue and mixes it with Portland's blood. The brain tissue reacts violently to Portland's blood, but shows no change when mixed with Destroyer's blood. Sam concludes that the virus targets and prefers genetic markers associated with violent and psychotic behavior. As Reaper rushes back, Sam takes a vial of C-24 and follows him. The team then travels through the Ark portal back to the Nevada UAC facility and discovers that the monster has arrived before them, killing and infecting employees there. Sarge, believing that everyone they encounter is infected, orders the team to kill anyone they find, even if they are already dead. He instructs Kid and Duke to clear the area and meet him at the Ark. Sarge then meets with Sam and Reaper, who argue that not all employees were infected or capable of being infected. Reaper suggests evacuating the uninfected, but Sarge rejects this idea. Meanwhile, Kid finds a group of people hiding in a storeroom and refuses to kill them. Pinky reappears and joins Sarge and the team. Sarge decides to kill Pinky, but Sam quickly checks him and finds no bite marks on his neck, urging Sarge not to kill him as he is not infected. Just then, Kid approaches Sarge, insisting that they need to save the people in the storeroom. Sarge tells Kid to follow his orders, but Kid refuses, prompting Sarge to shoot him in front of everyone. In the chaos, Pinky tries to save himself, but is killed by the monster. The team is soon overwhelmed by a horde of infected. As they try to escape through the nanowalls for safety, the walls fail to close on time. This forces the team to keep firing. During the chaos, Duke and Sarge are pulled through the floor bars, while Reaper gets injured when he continues shooting at the malfunctioning nanowalls, which eventually close and send bullets back at him. With Reaper badly hurt, he and Sam manage to escape. Reaper gives her a grenade, instructing her to use it if he cannot be saved. Seeing his condition, Sam prepares to inject him with C-24 to save him. Although Reaper worries that the C-24 might have negative effects and turn him into a threat, Sam moves forward with the injection. Before she does, Reaper hands her a gun and tells her to shoot him immediately if he turns into a monster. Sam assures him that she won't need the gun and injects the C-24. Reaper then loses consciousness and collapses on the ground. As Reaper regains consciousness, he discovers that his wounds have completely healed. He searches the facility for Sam and encounters several creatures and infected individuals along the way. When he finally finds Sam lying on the ground, Sarge approaches him with a bite mark on his neck, showing signs of infection. Reaper tells Sam to head to the elevator while he deals with Sarge. Sarge, now partially transformed into a monster, wields the powerful BFG gun, but soon switches to hand-to-hand combat. Reaper manages to lock Sarge's hand in a metal fence, but Sarge's increased strength allows him to throw Reaper aside and wield the fence as a weapon. During their struggle, the end of the metal bar punctures Reaper's hand. In a final move, Reaper activates the Ark system, sending Sarge through the portal with a grenade, which detonates and kills him. With the immediate threat neutralized, Reaper's wounds continue to heal rapidly due to the C-24. He then helps Sam into the elevator, and they make their way back home.